Well, hello friends, and thanks again for joining me in our desire to actually sort and catalogue some Lego. So let's get right into it. We're looking at something very specific here, and we're looking at a very, very specific cape. Yes, some of you may be tempted to say that this could be a Superman cape, but the high neck piece as well gives it away. We're looking at Doctor Strange here. When we also look at the torso of Doctor Strange, we can see the medallion or the necklace that he wears around his neck, the Eye of Agamotto. What's really interesting about this Doctor Strange, look at his that first side of his head. Then we turn it over, and I'm going to be honest, I kind of think to myself, goodness, not that much of a difference. So yes, anyway, welcome Doctor Strange into the collection. So let's bring over our next contestant, and we've got someone dressed in brown, a little bit of a great grey skull cap look here as well, for our little person here. So we're dealing with someone of a little bit of an age, and a very distinctive outfit. Think we're actually looking here at Argus Filch from Harry Potter. We don't have his famous little cat with him, but we do also have him with also a pretty annoyed little face. I don't recall him ever truly laughing or enjoying himself in his hunt to trap Harry and his friends. Okay, we're looking at a pretty standard guy here, even as we come back into focus. As we come back into focus, why, thank you very much. How nice is that? Clearly Thor. He's got the chest piece that he wears, got those eyes as well, very Avengerish, could be part of the whole series working towards the Infinity Saga. We'll have to check that out. And Thor does have another side of a head where he's got his I was just about to say cute little beard. I don't know if we can call Thor kind of a cute little guy, but I actually think I just did. Moving right along, a far more modern pirate that we're looking at here. The absolutely phenomenal detail on that torso is such a step away from the vintage pirate Lego. Not only is he wearing a top, but then also to have a fish scale and then to have a hairy chest. Now, looking at his little beard, in some of the very early pirate Lego, they've actually popped on sort of some dots, some black dots to simulate a beard, but certainly it's not as a tailored beard as we would see, as we actually see on our little guy here. And again, a very, very detailed back torso, but it's good to see the pirates coming back again. But it's certainly one of my my favourite sets. The Pirates and the Castle Lego, I have to say I've got quite a bit of. Okay, another dead giveaway. We've got our wand here. We've also got a cranky student. I think we're pretty confident in saying we're looking at Draco Malfoy, Harry's nemesis, and I think it was Lucius Malfoy is Draco's dad. And of course, you can see here the green of the colour of Slytherin, which is, in inverted commas, the evil house of Harry Potter. And we're really getting a good collection of Harry Potter Lego in here. So it's interesting that the green, we just mentioned the green, and then all of a sudden we've got a little character here with green and purple. I think I've actually talked about this before. Green and purple seems really to be associated with some of our more sinister characters. And we're looking at, well, what I think we're looking at, and of course it's really important that when we go to the catalogue, some of these things that I say, you may be calling out, oh no, my goodness, no, that's not right. That's okay. When we actually track things down, we can find their correct names. But as a Lego librarian, you start with something and then you track down the appropriate cataloguing details. I believe we're looking here at the Green Goblin, one of Spider-Man's nemesis. And I'll just turn over the little headpiece there that's got the little goggles. What this piece comes with is the goggles, as well as some attractive little brown hair there. So moving that one over to the side. Now, this is a really interesting one. I'd love sometimes the very simple ones. Don't go rolling, 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 rolling. Okay, you're not going anywhere, please. Dark blue pants, a nice little neck style of a shirt, dark hair and a little goatee. We're looking at Tony Stark. Tony Stark, that's the alter ego of Iron Man. I'd almost say secret identity, but one thing about the Marvel comics is that often the superheroes become known. Whereas, someone like Superman hides his identity, through Clark Kent. Tony Stark's pretty open, going, hey, I'm Iron Man. So we've got Tony there without his full-on metal helmet and some of his gear. So as we turn this over, even if the wand doesn't come into picture, we're looking again at some Harry Potter Lego. There's the scarf and the insignia on the torso of the Gryffindor house. The red hands, like, it's really interesting that we see all sorts of different coloured hands. This seems to indicate the cold of the weather at Hogwarts. A very sort of English novel written by, of course, J.K. Rowling, and we've got a little skirt here that, believing this is Hermione, looking at that hair, little sad face there, probably upset that Harry's off, putting himself in danger again. So moving that across and actually coming back to our straightforward superheroes. Again, a very distinctive costume. Actually, I'm going to flip these legs over like this. As we've got little Spidey's head right there. We're looking at Spider-Man. We're also looking at something that's clearly a more modern costume, particularly in the Lego world. Often Spidey will have the lighter blue legs. The earlier superhero Spider-Man minifigures had lighter blue legs. Now we've got more of that dark blue and dark red. That sort of, it goes along with even the transition of Superman's costumes from those very wild primary colours to that much sort of darker, more serious kind of costume. Take me seriously. It's not just that I wear my undies on the outside. And as a huge Superman fan, I've actually copped that quite a bit. Okay, just going to pop our little friend down here. Now we've got some weapons here that come with this little minifigure. I think we're looking at Black Widow here, actually. Let's just have a look and see. Now, her hair comes off. This is a really common hairstyle. seen it not only in other sort of superheroes kind of Lego, but also in city Lego as well, and other sort of I think it's some airport Lego has people with that that hairstyle as well. So here we've got Black Widow, and just going to come in a little bit. Come on, don't let me down, little technology, thank you. And Black Widow, here she is ready to actually attack, but because I really like Black Widow, I'm just going to hide that side of her face at the moment. We're just going to pop her over to the side here. So now we're moving to that's a Lego minifigures that is not part of a superhero range. I'm quite a big fan of everyday minifigures. Looking at this one, possibly City Lego, and I'm just turning over the headpiece, and I'll turn over the torso. I think this comes from a range of Lego, whether or not it actually comes under the umbrella of the airport Lego, but I actually think this is a plane passenger. So this will be really good to check that out and see if that's actually accurate. And as you can hear, man down, you can hear the little clatter of a Lego head hitting the floor. That's like the worst sound that any Lego person can really hear. But thankfully I have rescued that little head and avoided absolute disaster. So here I am now fluttering around and flipping things over. We've actually got, it's like a little skull cap, sort of beanie-like hat here, which the eyes are a bit of a giveaway for Spider-Man. We can also see on the belt we've got Spider-Man as well. This is and Spider-Man's secret identity being Peter Parker. So I think this is Peter Parker's out on the town look. One thing that I've always really noticed about Spider-Man and Peter Parker is that notion that's communicated that being a superhero, it can be a bit challenging, especially when you're a teenager. That real sense of growing up and all of that teenage angst, I think, comes out with our friend Spidey here. Totally changing tack again. Here we move to someone a bit more official, someone a bit more professional, shall we say. The suit with the tie and the little bowler hat, I actually believe we're looking at one of the minifigures from the Ideas sub-theme of Lego, and I actually think this little guy's an accountant. There are some things that are fairly stereotypical when you're looking at minifigures, and that whole notion of an accountant having a little bowler hat and wearing a tie and a waistcoat. Lego has absolutely capitalized on that. And let's have a look at this guy. Now this guy, I have to say, in terms of Harry Potter, I'm a bit of a fan of this little fellow. And we're looking at Mad Eye Moody. Mad Eye obviously covering up one of his eyes there because it spins around and is pretty freaky, but absolutely love it. So let's have a look at the back of the torso and as well as the back of the legs. So we've got quite a bit of Harry Potter Lego to have a look at and to catalogue, ranging right through from the initial Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone. It was also renamed, Sorcerer's Stone. I think that was for an American market. But Mad Eye Moody, I think, do we first see him? Is it Prisoner of Azkaban, or are we looking at Order of the Phoenix here? So those die-hard Harry Potter fans will be really probably yelling at me saying, oh, come on, you should absolutely know this. And I absolutely should. So with our little friend Mad Eye here, as he rolls around and then he gets nice and settled there, I will tune in again very soon, friends, with some more Lego for us to sort. Lego Librarian, out.